let's go straight to the meat of this, because I want to start with you, Kesa, because I want to start with you are seeking to dethrone the MPP. You promised 10 billion big push. Okay, and when I read it, it appears to be your main vehicle for creation of jobs, but also infrastructure. In fact, this is how you put it in your manifesto: implementing a big push infrastructure development and economic transformation. And you say the big push initiative will involve an investment of $10 billion over 5 years to achieve that critical upgrade in social and economic infrastructure to create platform for the transformation of our economy in furtherance of our 1 million jobs plan. So there's a lot resting on that. But the key question that a lot of people have asked, and I still haven't had the clarity to this, is 10 billion is a lot of money. How are you raising this money to finance this great intervention?
Thank you, Evans. Evans, it is not in doubt that our economy is in a mess. No doubt about that.
Prove it.
Today, we spent 73.6% of our revenue to service debt, from 56.1% from 2016. So you can see the change over the period. Today, I read somewhere the central bank warning that if care is not taken, government is going to struggle to service its debt.
Where's that evidence?
Oh, yes. I just saw something straight away on one of your platforms, Joy News.
The central bank said that?
Yes.
Okay, we go on. We'll fact check. We'll come to fact check that.
Now, it is clear that there's a lot of unemployment situation in the system. People are complaining of jobless.
Government said they created 2 billion. 2 million jobs.
We'll come to that. Evans, it is a fact that businesses are collapsing. In fact, the real sector is going down, very down. And so therefore, there was the need for this economy to be revived. A recovery plan is required. How do you do that? We in the NDC believe that we should put together a robust plan tackling all the 4 sectors of the economy: the fiscal, both expenditure and revenue; the monetary, not necessarily concentrating on price stability, but also development. We need to tackle the real sector head on to ensure that the average Ghanaian get a better share in the economy. We also needed to address the issues relating to the external, using again fiscal policy to address that. So our fiscal policy is robust. Now, to your specific question on the big push. Yes, Evans, as I said, the big push is one of our expenditure measures.
Biggest expenditure items?
Yes, one of the biggest expenditure items. Recognizing that there's a lot we have to do as long as our expenditure is concerned. And therefore, if we are to rely on the medium-term expenditure framework of government, we cannot be able to establish that. And that is why we in the NDC adapted a development economic model called the Big Push to ensure that we can address this matter head on. How do we do that? Even the Big Push has 2 legs: social infrastructure and commercial infrastructure. And I'll take you to the graph here. And if you look at the commercial infrastructure, let me take you to the commercial infrastructure. I have the map. So if you look at the commercial infrastructure and what we call the transport plan. So we have 3 key things in the
That's the
Big Push.
Okay.
So we have the Big Push, the transport plan, 2021 to 2025. And if I may take my time to take you through. You have the Eastern Corridor project, the Golden Triangle, and the Western Corridor project. Let me start with the Golden Triangle. Evans, it is sad that as a country, after 60-something years of independence, we have not successfully linked 3 major cities of our nation through highways, major highway and railway.
So is that a triangle that you've drawn?
That's
in
the
middle
triangle
of the
that
map
I'm
there?
showing you.
Okay.
So you can see the Golden Triangle.
So that road is going to go...
Yes, it's going to go up.
And come down.
And come down. So what we are hoping to do is that we are going to connect Accra Accra Tema, through Cape Coast and Takoradi, and take it all the way up through Kumasi, but we are going to extend it to Kintampo. And so you can see the triangle there. So what we are saying is simple. We're going to use expenditure measure to open up the country. And in doing so, we are putting up a 3-carriageway inbound and outbound between Accra, Kumasi, and Kintampo. We are also saying we are putting up a 3-carriage motorway, Accra, Cape Coast, Takoradi, and another Accra, Kumasi, and Kintampo to complete the triangle. It is not in doubt that doing this alone, it's not just infrastructure you are putting out there. You are creating jobs. You are opening up the economy. You are connecting this country together. In fact, I could be able to live in Cape Coast and come to work in Accra if the economy is open up, if there is enough road, to the extent that there's railway, to the extent that there's major highway. So we are not just going to look at a solution where you're going to put up just a highway, but we are going to connect it with railway as well. And we're saying the plan is over a 5-year period, 2021 to 2022, to 2025. Even apart from that, I'll take you to the Western Corridor. The Western Corridor is very important for us in the sense that if you are to look carefully, what we intend doing here is simple. We are putting up a railway line that will start from Secondary Takoradi to Axim. It will connect all the way to Elubo, extend to Enchi. From Enchi, we'll extend it to Asawensu, Goso, take it to Sunyani, Wenchi, all the way to Bamboy and Bole, and takes to Sola, with the hope that we can connect it all the way to Wa, Nadoli, and Hamile. So when we get to Hamile, we are creating an inland port at Hamile. And I'll tell you why we're doing this. We will extend the Secondary Takoradi port and dedicate that port as the dedicated port for the Sahel region. So if you are in the Sahel region, let's say Burkina Faso, and you intend to ship using the ports of Ghana, the things will get to Takoradi port and you use the railway line. So it goes straight all the way to Hamile. And we chose Hamile for a reason. If you look at the Burkina Faso carefully, the commercial part of Burkina Faso is closer to Hamile, not Paga. And that is why we chose Hamile for that reason. And we felt that that alone, you have created an avenue of business in that enclave, the western part of the North, Upper West region. And so therefore, the vehicles coming all the way from Burkina Faso to take the things from Tema Port to Burkina Faso will not be using the roads now, and then it will go out there. Yeah. So they will be able to dedicate that.
Yeah, but that doesn't begin to address the question about how you fund all this.
I'm coming to the funding.
Yeah.
So what we are saying, simple. First of all, I need to explain what we intend doing, and I come to the funding. Now, remember that when these goods go all the way from Takoradi to Hamile, and the people pick it up there, the trains will come. When they are coming, they may come empty. They may take passengers. Okay, so not just empty, they will be coming with passengers. And the very enclave we are talking about, that is where the cocoa is. So they will be able to haul cocoa to the ports of Takoradi and ship it out there. So clearly, this is a commercial venture. This is a commercial venture, as you see it. As we said, we have successfully proven that we can, as a country, be able to do a major project, and the project will be able to survive on its own.
What is the evidence?
A commercial project. Yes. T3 is doing well. T3 is doing well. It's on their books. So why can't we do that? This is a commercial project. And so it can survive on its own. And that's why I started by saying that the big push has 2 legs. It has 2 legs, the commercial part, and indeed the other one that we talk about today, the social ones.
Yeah.
So clearly, we believe that can be done.
But the social ones,
I'm coming to the social one. I'm coming to the social ones.
They don't give you anything in return.
No. The social ones, certainly you are not going to get something in return.
Yeah.
That is not what I'm saying. But the commercial ones will give you something in return.
Yeah, which ones? I see the list here. So I see a tall list of things you want to spend. A lot of them are social interventions.
I'm going on the map and I'm showing you this. I'm referring to page 25 of the manifesto.
Yes.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
25 of them.
I mean, I'm on 25
yes.
also.
So that's
because
what
I see rail line.
Yes.
I see dual carriage road.
Yes.
I see inland port at Hamile. Expansion of Takoradi port. I see Takoradi Kumasi Kintampo. This is the golden triangle you talked about. Eastern corridor roads, port infrastructure, Kita. Which of these, for example, primarily is going to bring you back the money?
Okay.
To pay the
expansion of the Takoradi Port will give you the money back.
Okay.
The railway line taking you all the way to Hamley will be self-financing. Because it does two things. It takes the goods all the way to the Sahel region and create a port there in Hamley. In fact, coming back, it brings passengers and also it takes cocoa to the shores of Ghana. In fact, it takes you to Takoradi Port for it to be carried away. So it is financing, run the model. I'm telling you that the Golden Triangle is self-financing. Because the Golden Triangle we're talking about, railway line from Accra to Kumasi, can't pay for itself because it's commercial. In fact, even if there's some social element, it cannot be more than 25% of the social element. 75% chance that it can pay for itself.
But you need to get the money first to finance.
No, you have to get the money first.
How are you going to get the money?
So let me tell you.
Let me give you some.
And I was going to go to the Western Corridor, then come to you.
Let me give you some reality because the OECD just recently released a report, and they say that external public finance inflows to developing countries could drop by 700 billion in 2020. Get even worse after that, compared to 2019 levels, and this will exceed the immediate impact of the 2008 global financial crisis by 60%. So the regular sources of funding are drying up. So why are you going to get the funds to do this? Plus, as we demonstrated in the analysis, your tax bracket is almost gone.
I'm going to come there. I mean, that's a matter I wanted to address. But since
we'll come back. We have a lot of time. We have 1 more hour to do this.
Fantastic.
So but you have to address that for me. In this context, where do you get the money to finance in the first place?
I have this to show you. And if you can project.
So this is Eurobond issue and Ato Forson.
And I want to prove you something. Prove something to you. You see, in the last 4 years under President Akufo-Addo, they've issued $8 billion worth of Eurobond. Largely, they decided to use it for consumption. Largely. Because indeed, the evidence shows that there's not enough capital expenditure in the budget to support this $8 billion. And the evidence supports this. They can decide to use $8 billion for the purposes of consumption. But I'm telling you, the NDC, we are not going to use $8 billion go to the capital market, borrow $8 billion for consumption. So if they can use $8 billion for the purposes of consumption, who says that we can use $10 billion to build infrastructure? And I'm also telling you, the recent banking sector cleanup alone, the mess that this administration has created, cost the nation in excess of about $5 billion. $5 billion. And $5 billion, you are using $5 billion of taxpayers' money to collapse businesses, to close banks, create job losses, and in the end, you think someone cannot use $10 billion to create infrastructure and create jobs.
So your point is the money is there.
The money is there.
It's how you use it.
We can, and I'm telling you, it's how you structure it.
Okay,
and as I'm telling you, we have 2 legs. One of them can pay for itself.
And another one is social. Hold on, I want to bring it. So that's the point about, it says, it proves the evidence to show that you borrowed so much in issuing Eurobonds for consumption. They can do same, but invest it in infrastructure and create jobs and boost the economy.